Hello and welcome to episode 2 of a special podcast series for International Teachers Day. And we're actually coming to you from the Overseas School of Colombo. And when I went to school, it was actually called the Overseas Children's School. So it's a bit difficult for me to keep saying OSC when we're also known to say OCS. And what we're doing right here on the series, of course, reaching out to past students who've graduated at different time periods, and of course also reaching out to teachers who taught us at our times at OSC. And on this particular episode, I have Mr. Nimal De Silva. Mr. De Silva, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you very much. We have Minal Cabraal, who's also over here, and she was a class of 2009.
Yes.
Got that one right. And Uthpala Perera is also, I should say, Dr. Uthpala Perera is also over here, and all alumni are from OSC, talking through the days, the formative days that we all basically started here, and how much of an influence that this school has actually had in us, and where we are right now. We all really have to be thankful to our teachers, mainly instilling all that obviously as far as studies are concerned, how to think, how to move forward, some most important things. So we'll start off with Mr. De Silva. Mr. De Silva, thank you so much. It's so lovely to see you after so many years. And I know you didn't teach me, but you were my badminton coach, right? And a taskmaster.
I don't know.
Mr. De Silva, taking you back to the time that you actually joined OSC, how long ago was that?
Oh, you are talking about 1981.
Wow.
1981 is the year that I joined the overseas school. And then the school was not here at that time. It was in Colombo.
At Mutaya
It's
Road.
called Mutaya Road.
That's right.
And then we moved here. And then 1995, the year you graduated, I also left left the school, and I went to Hong Kong, worked there for a long period of time, came back in 2008 to the overseas school, and still here.
Right, right. Do you remember your first day, how it was? How was it for you to join an establishment like this, the Overseas Children's School at that point?
As I said, 1981. Soon after graduation, I taught in a school in Kandy.
Mhm.
In fact, the school that I studied, I worked there, and that's a local school. And then when I came to the overseas school, joined the overseas school in 81. This was in a cramped up place, Muttaya Road, highly cramped up. All the classes were unlike the school that I was in
Right.
Kandy. But you enter the school and you have a different atmosphere, unlike the school that was in Kandy, because you see the diversity of the students, different nationalities. So as I started teaching, naturally, to answer your question, nervous,
Right.
because you are in an international environment for the first time, and as in any profession, I think even in teaching, on the first day you are trying to impress.
Right.
But you get into the subject and all that's forgotten once you get into your subject area. And seeing the smiling faces and the eagerness to learn, everything becomes normal.
For sure, for sure. I'm sure you must have encountered a fair amount of students who obviously had that eagerness to learn.
Definitely.
Students who basically walked into your classroom who didn't understand a thing, right? But walked out, understanding almost everything. But that's the knack that Mr. De Silva has, and I know a lot of friends, obviously, who's actually been taught by him. Minal, were you taught by Mr. De Silva?
Yeah, in my last year of IB, he was my maths teacher.
And how was it?
Well, actually, it's a funny story because he joined when we had just finished grade 11, and actually we were going through some issues in the school at that point where we didn't have a maths teacher for our particular class. And then we were being taught by our econ teacher.
All right. Okay.
So 1 year of IB was done by our econ teacher. Then Mr. De Silva came. He took over our IB maths class, and he was just so stressed because he was like, you guys haven't even covered like 20% of the syllabus yet. I don't know how you're going to graduate. You're all going to fail. So it was interesting, but I think we all passed maths thanks to his incredible work and dedication. It was really nice to have him. So I only had him for a year, but it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Nimal has been, of course, teaching a fair amount of my friends, and they've got nothing but great things to talk about, Miss Nimal.
Thank you.
Minal, now, how, in terms of school for you, especially growing up in an environment like this, coming from a Sri Lankan background, how has it been, and how was this, the thought process altogether?
It was just incredible. I think, so I joined towards the end of fifth grade. So I had a chance to have a little bit of a taste of what primary school was like, and then I went through middle school and high school here. I think as a Sri Lankan, it's always interesting because the majority of the children, your friends, are all like international kids, but it's that like exposure you get, the diversity Mr. Nimal was talking about. I don't think you find it anywhere else in Sri Lanka. So I always felt extremely lucky and privileged to be here, to just get to experience so much culture and have so much exposure. And that's something I'll always treasure, because wherever I go in the world, any country, basically, like I have such good friends there.
That's true.
And they keep visiting Sri Lanka. We're close. I mean, we may not live in the same place, but like it's an incredible network that you end up having. So,
that's true.
Yeah, it's something special I don't think you find in any other school here. So yeah, I was always very aware of that.
I mean, funnily enough, that I'm still in touch with friends who actually graduated with me. We have a WhatsApp group.
Same here.
We all have the 1995 WhatsApp group. We still have it. It's not necessarily active. It's active when people want some stuff done, but it's great. But that's exactly how things are. And I mean, like Minal, like you said, it's an amazing network. The school sort of instills in you without even realizing the fact that they've actually instilled that in you.
And it's just the values that the school teaches you that, I mean, it's mostly down to the teachers at the end of the day. But like even when you go to university, wherever you go, it's so easy to integrate because of the grounding that we've had here. So it's really
lots to talk about. That's what we're doing as far as the podcast series is concerned for International Teachers Day. Dr. Utpala Perera. He specifically told me not to call him doctor. I mean, you work so hard to get a doctorship, so ideally I think we should. So we'll just basically continue with that and say.
Sure.
But when was the year that you graduated?
So this was in way back in 2012.
What do you mean way back in 2012?
Yeah, so 2012.
Right.
And so I came here as a scholarship kid.
Okay.
So it was for my final 2 years.
Right.
And I think, as everyone was saying, like, it was a very, very unique experience. I was coming from a government school, all boys school. There were girls here.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yep.
And then, of course, like, the IBDP and then the teachers, I mean, it was a remarkable experience. And I really feel like, that was a stepping stone which helped me, like, go to university and then go on to graduate studies and then, like, be here today.
Was it a culture shock to you when you actually came in the last 2 years from a government school?
Yes and no. Like, some aspects, definitely yes. But then, like, the people, the teachers, like, they were making sure that, like, they helped us to integrate a bit more. And then I think in that sense, like, I was able to manage.
Right. Okay. Well, back in school though, Utpala, were you like the loud one, or were you the silent observer? The silent observer, is
Yes,
it?
definitely, yeah.
Right. Okay. Why was that though?
I mean, I think that's my personality.
Right.
Yeah. And then it felt a bit more easier to integrate, like, just to have a look around first. make a few friends and then like, get to know the teachers and the education system. It was totally different as well. I was learning in Sinhala and then I came here and it's like, all in English as well. So it was completely new. Yeah, but I guess that's how I was. Yeah.
Right. Mr. De Silva taught you too.
Yes, HL Maths.
And how was it?
Oh, I think similar to what Mr. De Silva was saying, on the first day, we were nervous as students going into HL Maths, like,
Right.
high-level maths. We had no clue what we were getting ourselves into. But
I'm sorry, that's a term I haven't heard for a long time. Not a term I want to hear again. But go on.
yeah, so we were we're very close group of students because we knew we were getting into some serious stuff. But Mr. De Silva, I mean, his way of teaching is really, really amazing. He puts us at ease, and then like he makes sure that all of us would manage to understand the content. And it was very enjoyable. The classes, funnily, I would say HL Maths, but yes, very enjoyable.
Wow, you must be the only one who says HL Maths is funny. Never experienced that before. Mr. De Silva, how is it when you bump into old students wherever you are, and even when they recognize you, they come and speak to you? How's the feeling?
Oh, it's the feeling, I suppose, is cannot be expressed in words.
Right.
For instance, in January this year, I was in Dubai, and in the hotel, I met a student whom I taught here in the overseas school in 1984.
Wow.
1984, Sasha Perera. And we had a long chat about the school and how we moved from Colombo to Battaramulla, how that process went and so on. We had a very long chat. Likewise, so many experiences that I can relate to. Once in San Francisco, me and my wife walking along, from behind, Mr. De Silva, and then you turn behind and see, oh, one of your students.
Wow.
Likewise, so many experiences.
How is it basically when they come up to you and they tell you about what they're doing and what they've been up to? How does that make you feel, Mr. Silva?
Oh, it's as I said, it's a feeling that brings you joy, pleasure that cannot be expressed. It's somebody whom you have related to, whom you have taught years back, and still remembering you, and still coming and speaking to you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. And of course, I mean, teachers at the end of the day have played a massive role in our lives, and we don't even realize the fact. It's only when we actually come up to a certain point where you need to think back, and then you realize, hey, this teacher said this to me, or that teacher said that to me. Is there something that a teacher has actually told you, Minal, when you were in school that you still remember and still stuck by?
Yes, I think there are many
Right.
things, but one particular thing was so we had when we were graduating, actually, I don't know if they still do it, something called the Golden Awards.
Oh, okay.
Where everyone in our graduating class, it was like a Secret Santa concept,
Right.
teachers included. You had to pick someone's name out of a hat, and then you give them a gift,
Okay.
essentially. And it's something, the theme is goal, so you have to relate it in some way. And the person who picked me was actually the principal at the time.
Oh, okay.
And he gifted me this book on the Midas touch.
Oh.
Right? It was just a lesson he was kind of trying to impart, being like, you might feel like everything you touch right now turns to gold because you're in school and it's, you're in this bubble where, yeah, you're just like protected. And just to keep that in mind when you go out into the real world, when you're in university, when you're working, everything, just remember the values that the school has taught you. Remember to stay grounded. Remember what's important, because it's not the flashy things in life that matter. So, I mean, that has literally resonated with me right throughout. And I still have that book in my bookcase. So, yeah.
It's always nice to actually fall back on certain things that
Yeah.
teachers have actually told
Yeah.
you. The thing is, sometimes they don't even realize that they're saying this because it's in the passing. And, one of those phrases, you don't realize you just stick in your head for the longest time,
Yeah.
forever. Utpala, as far as you're concerned, what was like, did you ever encounter a really strict teacher at your time?
Well, I would say yes. So this was my physics teacher,
Okay.
Mr. Sims. He was, I think he was well known as being very, very strict and very serious. But then I feel that I'm very lucky that, he was my physics teacher. He was there for my, let's say, 1.5 years from my 2 years. So just a small story.
Yeah.
So this was, I think, my first physics exam around, I think, maybe the second week when I was in school.
Right.
So we had to do that as well. So after the exam, I think I had gotten 6 out of 7.
Right, obviously, yeah.
I was quite happy with it, but then Mr. Sims was like, meet me after class. I was like, oh, okay. I was wondering why. Then I went, after class in the physics lab right over there. I still remember speaking to him, and then, he was speaking to me about my attitude.
Wow.
So it was about, it's not just about, learning and having knowledge. It's also the attitude that you have towards learning. And I think he even made my 6 into a 5 so that I understood the lesson.
Wow.
But I was very happy with that. I was happy that, he spoke to me at that time when I had just come in. And after that, I was very, very serious with my, studies, and, I would pay attention. And he kind of, made sure that I didn't, that I would be on the correct path rather than, going on the wrong path.
Did you speak to him before you graduated or during your graduation year?
No, because he left halfway through.
Right.
But then I've been trying to get in touch with him, and hopefully I will be able to, because I'm very grateful to him as well, and I want to let him know that as well.
I mean, we're definitely grateful to all our teachers from grade 1 to the day that we graduated, even after the fact that we left school, gone to university. Every single teacher out there has made a mark in our lives, even though we don't necessarily realize it. That's exactly why we are doing this podcast series, bringing in all old students, the alumni from OSC, and of course, trying to get a hold of some of our teachers who actually taught us and who made a massive impact in our lives. When we're just rounding up our conversation today, Mr. De Silva, was there a moment in your teaching career that you felt that something, inspiring that actually happened, where you realized this is the reason I actually became a teacher, and it sort of opened up right in front of you?
As I said earlier, I started teaching in a local school before coming to the overseas school. And the principal of that school actually asked me to take some maths classes. Even we had a time gap between going into the university and passing the exam. During that time, I taught in that school. Probably that experience made me a teacher.
Right.
That simple thing, the principal calling me to say, I had great respect to him for inviting me to be a teacher. This is just a person who has just finished his exam. But he had the confidence, I suppose, to invite me to take up classes. And from there on, I never wanted to do anything else but teach. And thereafter, you see the happiness of your students in achieving their goals, and that happiness is much more multiplied to a teacher.
True.
When it comes to a teacher. So that happens all the time, every single year. And that, I suppose, kept me going until even at this stage now.
On the flip side, Mr. De Silva, was there a point where you thought, no, that's it, I can't do this anymore?
You know, I don't want to mention any numbers here, because age is a number, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at us, look at them.
There are times I can teach. I can go into a classroom and teach, no problem. I'm now an old person. I can go and teach mathematics. But sometimes the problem is getting there.
Right.
From home to come to the school, climbing the steps.
Right.
Those are little things that you find it difficult when you come to this stage. But all that is forgotten once you are inside the classroom. Inside, it's fine.
Familiar surroundings.
Yes, familiar surroundings and
familiar formulas.
Joyful. I have said, because you came up with this word formula, sometimes at this stage, I forget names.
Right.
Suddenly in a classroom, you want to ask a question and the name is gone. For a few seconds, the name is gone. That happens, but never a formula. Never a formula. Once the formulae are gone off from your mind, then I will know that's the day that I have to stop teaching.
That's what doesn't happen to us. We forget the formula.
I was going to say that I didn't have any problems with names, but the formulas never stuck in
The
my
formula
head.
is the one that we couldn't sort of hold on to. Names was not a problem at all. Minal, finally, just before we wind up the conversation, if we actually open the yearbook of 2018, right, what will be like the embarrassing thing that people will actually find out or look at as far as you're concerned back then?
Firstly,
Pictures.
2009.
No, why do I keep saying 2018? Okay, 2009. 2009. If we open the yearbook of 2009, anything embarrassing we'll actually find of Minal there?
Oh my gosh. I mean, firstly, I think we designed our yearbook pages using God knows what, maybe paint. Yeah, plenty of embarrassing photographs. We thought we were really cool at that point. We had poured our hearts out on the pages, written notes to each other on our yearbook pages, which is now there for eternity.
Yeah,
I think plenty of embarrassing stories and photos in there if you flip the pages.
What's the one thing you'll take out from school?
There's so much, but I think at the end of the day, it's the people, the friends, the teachers, just the community that we had. I mean, the period I was in school, it was tough. Like we saw the tsunami, we saw the end of the war, all of that. But what I'd always treasure is just the memories of the place and the people who we're still in touch with.
Yeah.
So it's always like a part of you wherever you go. And like I said before, wherever you are in the world, there's someone from OSC around,
That's actually a myth that sort of needs to be busted, because when you speak to someone saying that you went to an international school, the first thing that they say is, well, you're only friends for that period. I mean, after that, they obviously forgot you. Because that's not how it is in a local school, because you are with them right throughout. You end up sort of working with them because they're in Sri Lanka. But no, it's not the case, is it? You're still in touch with them as much as kids who go to local schools. Yeah.
Exactly.
So finally, Utpala, just before we wind up the conversation, yes, you were here for your final 2 years as far as your education is concerned. What is the one thing that you will always hold close to your heart from OSC?
I think that it's the opportunity that OSC gave me.
Right.
So I'm really, really grateful for that. And with that, it comes with the teachers who taught me. and the friends that like, we still keep in touch with. Some of them are my closest friends. They're scattered throughout the world, but like, we still keep in touch. And I'm just ever so grateful that like, I'm here today, like, completed my PhD, and if I look back, it all started, I think, at OSC as well as with the teachers who taught me before that, and at OSC as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's basically what we're after. It is International Teachers Day podcast series. It's brought to you by the Overseas School of Colombo. Students who went to the Overseas School of Colombo, teachers who taught these students for many, many years at the Overseas School of Colombo. All, of course, the students paying tribute to their teachers for International Teachers Day. Mr. De Silva, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I must tell you that Mr. De Silva is an instrumental individual to put this together. Right, he was also working tirelessly with us to put this together. Thank you so much, Mr. De Silva, for being a part of the show. Minal, thank you very much for taking time off and being here. And Dr. Utpala, thank you so much for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of episode 2 of our International Teachers Day podcast series, brought to you by the Overseas School of Colombo. Coming up soon, the 3rd episode just around the corner.